Hey, what's up, good people? How you doing? Welcome back to Stock Up with Larry Jones. This episode is brought to you by Stock Up You. With the coupon code LEARN, you could get an extra, I think, $150 off of the already discounted price. This is the Black Friday sale. Take advantage of that right now. All right. For those of you that are new, hit that like, subscribe, notification bell. You know how it goes. We got a lot to get into. Something that just came over the wire. We have the Franciscan Fed. He actually bags cutting in December. He is for cutting in December. So now we have a lot of Feds coming out. First, we had the anti-cut Feds speak, and then we had Fed Williams on Friday do a reversal on this market, and now we have the San Francisco Fed saying that he bags a December cut, which is good. Okay, so here's some geopolitical things that's happening right now that is a market mover. Washington President Trump said he accepts an invitation from President Xi Jinping to visit China. So he's going to be going to Beijing in April, right? On the call, Trump relayed the plans after a phone call between the two leaders on November 24th, nearly 4 weeks after they met in South Korea. Okay, during the talks, China agreed to resume purchase of U.S. soybeans that, it was halted. Okay, let's see here. Expanded curbs on export of rare earths. All right, so that's negative for the rare earth deals here, the rare earth companies here. So this is why we bagged out of USAR. So soybeans and expanded curbs on U.S. export of rare earths. Well, let's see what that means. We'll look at that later. I don't want to be misleading. While the United States lowered tariffs of China by 10%, the two sides also agreed to hold off on triple-digit tariffs threatened on each country. So these are some of the things that I've been talking about that could happen before the end of the year, which is positive for the stock market. Here's what else is going on geopolitically. Ukraine President Zelensky has welcomed important steps. So after U.S. and Ukraine officials convened in Switzerland on Sunday to discuss ending the war with Russia, officials from both sides report progress. Okay, so it's not a done deal. Zelensky don't want to give up too much territories. Part of that is in the deal that Russia wants part of the territory, but it looks like he's going to have to give up some territory. Is it fair? No, it's not. It's not. It's not, guys. I don't care what side you stand on. It's just not. All right. So S&P rallies led by Alphabet as AI trade revises. So, guys, I've been saying that, it's AI bubble. But like I said, I believe we're just in the first third, of this AI bubble. Are we in a bubble? Yes, but we're not even in the we're in the first third. There's a lot to go. And the Mag 7, which is tech heavy, which they are all in an AI race with the exception of Apple, who is doing nothing towards AI, which is kind of a safe haven right now from the AI bubble. So a lot of people are going to Apple as a safe haven because Apple's not really ramping up their AI. Now, I know a lot of people are into Meta. I'm not. And I know I bought some a while back, a couple of weeks back. I'll let you guys know. But I've stopped buying. When you buy a company, you buy the CEO. And I just don't like the way Zuckerberg spends money. His AI spend is ridiculous, and it does not always pan out. All right. So Alphabet, look at this. Alphabet is up 6%. That's big for a company the size of Alphabet. Tesla's up 7%. Palantir is up 6.5%, and SoFi is up almost 8%. So these are some of the big movers today that I have in my portfolio, and many of you do. which is absolutely sending the markets skyrocketing. Look at the NASDAQ. We like days like today. Up 586 points. At one point, we were up over 600 points, right? We've cooled off a little bit. Now, here's what I wanted to go into really quick and just talk about how we should not be selling in fear and why. On Thursday, I know some people sold in fear. And remember, we don't get too excited. We zoom out. We see that we're up 2.3% for the week. But for the month, we're still down a 1.5%, right? Look at that. We're still down 1.5%, 346 points. So in a lot of the plays that we've been doing in money moves, today was a quiet day. We just sit back and enjoy the fruits of our labor. We enjoy the buying that we did while the markets were low and selling off. And not every sell-off, but we strategically go in and buy when the technicals show us that we are truly in a buy range, okay? So come join us in Money Moves. Also, that's where you get my plays. Days like this, we just lay back and enjoy the fruit of our labor. So we are laying back and enjoying these winnings because these are some of the positions that we've been into. Now, what I want to talk about next is overstaying your welcome. Now, there's some stock that we've made a lot of money on. We've made a lot of money on some of these stock, okay? But when you overstay your welcome and understand that some of these stocks are swing trades in a time period that may turn into down the road long-term investments like these, for example. So I got Oklo, Rigetti, USAR, okay? So USAR is flat now, right? It just fizzled out. You can see here, based on the news that just came out, it fizzled out for the day. And yeah, you go, look, Rigetti's up 10% today. Look at the 5-day, right? Rigetti's up. Look at the month. Look at that. So we got out. We got out of USAR warrants. We sold those. And then I tried to get back in. I did buy a share or two of rare USAR, but we just froze it. We froze it. We're still up massively on all of these. All of these we sold, okay? So now Oklo is down 32%. Rigetti's down 33%. USAR is down 48%. And remember, USAR was a play that was propped up by the deal with China and their rare earths. And so, are you saying that these are over? I'm saying that no, they're not over. They were over for me short term. But at some point, I'm going to get back into all of these. But that point is not now because they're not beat down enough for me, to be honest with you. So if you look at year to date, you could see that Oklo is still up 330%. Rigetti's still up 70%. And USAR is up the least. So we're just going to wait for the proper time to get back in. And we're just not going to load up. We're just going to wait. I know a lot of people going, Larry, when are we getting back in? When are we getting back in? And if you would have gotten back in, I said getting back in. If you would have gotten back in too early, you would have been catching a falling knife. Now, let's go over to crypto. As you can see, crypto, we're looking at 88.7 on Bitcoin now. That literally is absolutely flat. It was down this morning, and now it's flat, up 1.47% over the last 24 hours. Ethereum, 5% over the last 24 hours. You know what's up over the last 24 hours? XRP, 9% over the last 24 hours. Now, what I want to talk about is when to buy, and then I'm going to talk about something I talked about yesterday on Larry Jones TV. So here we have the Fear and Greed Index for stocks. I go in, I look at it, and I see where it is. And it's extreme fear, right? If you go to crypto, you could see the same thing. Extreme fear is where we are. And the higher crypto goes, the higher you're going to see this go up. So if you're going to be brave, if you were brave up here, then I would consider being brave down here. In what, Larry? In whatever crypto you were in, okay? Bitcoin, Ethereum, altcoins, layer ones. Still too early. I wouldn't be chasing any memes right now. And I know you have some memes. I do too. I'm just chilling because I'm trying to see what Bitcoin is going to do. Now, let's talk about ETFs, okay? So on yesterday's video, I'm going to leave a link for it in the box, upper right-hand corner. I want everyone to watch it because I talked about how I'm going to start adding to my XRP, ETH, and Bitcoin. Let me say this right now. The XRP, ETH, and Bitcoin that I have, that I've been buying for a couple of years now, I am keeping because I own those. Now I'm adding to ETH, XRP, and Bitcoin. I'm not right now, but I'm going to soon start adding into the ETFs. Why? Because a lot of wealthy people are actually they're calling their brokers and trying to see how they could move their crypto into ETFs. Why would they do that, Larry? Because wealthy people don't think like we do. Wealthy people know that you could make a loan against your Bitcoin right now if it's wrapped up in an ETF, exchange traded fund, right? There are ways to do it through Coinbase. It's a little more tricky and you're going to pay more. But if you do it through an ETF, it's a non-taxable event. So you could borrow against your now XRP with the new ETFs, right? Another one just came open, right? Another one just IPO'd. Ethereum and Bitcoin. I use iBit for my Bitcoin. You could take a loan out against your ETF, which I have in a Roth IRA. Okay. I could say, hey, Mr. Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, or Schwab, I would like to take a loan out against my crypto. Right? And then we go through the process. But here's what's cool. It's a non-taxable event. So if I'm up massively, I don't have to pay taxes on that. And then I still have my equity, which is the Bitcoin, ETH, or XRP. And it's an ascending asset over a period of time. Get it? And so that's why you would do it. No, you don't own it right out you don't own it in the same fashion you do a regular Bitcoin, or Ethereum or XRP. But I like the balance of both. Okay. So I just wanted to bring some understanding here. And here's where it talks about it. Like, I want you to Google, can you borrow against your stocks? And the answer is yes. And it shows you a couple of ways that you could do it. Okay. How it works. You borrow money from your broker against the security in your account. Okay. Use of funds can be used to buy more securities. Look at that. Purpose loan, right? So you could take out a loan to buy more securities. And it has the pros and cons right there. What else we got here? Oh, we talked about that. And we looked at that. So here's some that I want you to look at. I got iBit right here. We got Ethereum ETF, I believe. And then Bitwise is an XRP ETF. Okay. And here is just regular XRP. So you can't just go and try to buy XRP. You're not going to be successful. This is just tracking XRP, right? But this is the ETF that I'm going to start. You know what? I'm going to just start buying some right now at $5 a week, then 10, then 20, then 30. That's what I'm going to do. Okay. So now you could see that the ETF is up more than XRP. Look at this. Over the 5-day, you could see that the ETF is up more than XRP. The ETF is not that old, right? You can see it's not that old. So it's not even going to track after a while. So when you go out, you're going to see that it's outperforming. But remember, it's not that old. And so when you see this, that means that it just launched over here, right? So pretty much we just go for the day. And as you can see, the ETF, the XRP ETF is actually higher than XRP. And that happens a lot. When I first got into some crypto in 2020, I was using it through getting in through Grayscale. And sometimes the Grayscale Bitcoin would outperform Bitcoin itself. All right, good people, I'm going to leave it right there. Listen, don't delay. I want you guys to come on over. You want to learn about technicals for beginners. This Stock Up You is not for experienced traders. You want to learn about technicals? I got you. The whole class there. You want to learn about crypto and how it works and how you can make money? I got an entire class. You want to learn about fundamentals? I got an entire class. If you want to learn about how to make money with options, I got an entire class. And guess what? They're all wrapped up in one class, one-time payment, lifetime access. And as a matter of fact, through companies like Affirm, you could buy now, pay later, and pay 0 interest. So you can break it up, okay? Put the coupon code LEARN in at checkout and see how low the price is on something that should be worth $3,000 is now under $500. So check it out, good people. All right, we're going to leave it there. Let me know what you think about the ETF. I know some of you guys go, yeah, but you don't own it. But you got to understand, if you want to be wealthy, you got to do like wealthy people do. So I'm not saying sell your crypto. I'm keeping all of my crypto, hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of crypto, but I'm also starting a new position with the ETFs. If you want to be wealthy, do what wealthy people do. We'll see you tomorrow. Make sure you watch this video after you check out the links. Live, love, laugh, and learn.